Good morning, students. We will continue with the chapter 4. The topic we are starting here with the kinetic energy. So, you all know that the energy of a moving body is the kinetic energy, and the definition is given here that the kinetic energy is the energy possessed by a moving object due to its motion. So, as because the kinetic energy is due to its motion, so the kinetic energy of an object depends on the velocity, and it is also depend on the mass. So we will say that it is depends upon the mass and velocity of the object. Okay, m and v. So the formula is given for the kinetic energy is Ke equal to 1 by 2 m v square. Okay, so this is the formula for kinetic energy that we can use for solving the numericals. Okay, so you have to remember this formula. Okay, K is equal to 1 by 2 m v square, kinetic energy. Okay, now see this next page. Change in kinetic energy and work done. Suppose that we say that there is some application of force. Okay, and an application of force can change the velocity. Suppose we are thinking that the velocity is initially u, and now by the application of this force it is changed to v. So that means the force applied causes the change in velocity, and as because there is a change in velocity, so thereby the kinetic energy change, because we know the formula half into m into v square. So there is change in velocity. If there is a change in velocity, so that means there is some change in kinetic energy. So this applied force, as the force is applied on the body, so that means what we say, there is some amount of work is also done on the body, and this amount of work that is done on the body is equal to the change in kinetic energy. So this is the relation of change in kinetic energy and work done. Again I am saying the amount of work done by the force, and that force changes the velocity. So the amount of work done is equal to change in kinetic energy of the body, and we know that here initially the kinetic energy, the velocity is v. So and finally it is initially it is u and finally it is v. So these are the two kinetic energies. This one is the final kinetic energy, this one is the initial kinetic energy. Okay, with the velocity u and with the velocity v. So half mv square minus half mu square, half m can be taken common, and as this one is the value of work done, the amount of work done, so see this one, it won't be half 1 by 2, that is 1 by 2 m bracket v square minus u square, and this is the formula for the work done when there is a change in kinetic energy. Now suppose that we are saying that we are just saying that initially the object is at rest, that means this u equal to rest. Okay, this u equals to rest, that means the body is started from rest, so there is no any velocity initially. So we will say that initially the body is at rest with the velocity 0, then this u equal to 0. Here in this formula you can see this u equal to 0, u square equal to 0. So what left, it is only 1 by 2 m and v square is left. Okay, so finally we will write this w, which is the kinetic energy, is 1 by 2 mv square. So whatever the energy is same as the kinetic energy. Okay, then it is 1 by 2 mv square, that means this formula k equal to 1 by 2 mv square when the object start from rest position with the u, with the initial velocity u equal to 0. This velocity I am telling about, this one is 0. Now see, this is one of the numerical that the velocity of a car of mass 140 kg changes from, the velocity is changed from 36 km per hour to 70 km per hour, and we have to calculate the work done here. So we have the initial velocity u as 36 km per hour, so we can change this one 36 km, that means 36,000 meter, and 1 hour means 3600 second, because we know that the SI unit of velocity is meter per second, so it will become 10 meter per second. So in the same way the final velocity is 72 km per hour, it can be written as 20 meter per second. So we have the two velocities, this one is final, this one is the initial, this one is the final velocity and this one is the initial velocity, and the mass is given 140 kg of the car. Okay, so the work done, we know the formula, the work done is equal to change in kinetic energy, that is half into 1 by 2 into m into this one is v square, that is the final velocity square. Okay, and minus u square, that is initial velocity square. So we know the calculation, it is, see, 1 by 2 40, 140 is equal to 70, it is 400, 20 square, and 10 square is 100, 70 to 300. So the answer is W equal to 21,000 joule, or we can say 21 kilojoule. We also can say, okay, 21, this is kilo and joule. Okay, so this one is the answer. Now see the next page. In the next page we are starting here the potential energy. Okay, so what is potential energy? It is also one of the form of mechanical energy. See, the mechanical potential energy is the energy possessed by an object due to its change, due to its position. Okay, due to its position under a force. That means there is some position. Okay, due to this position the body possesses the potential energy, and this position where it is kept is under a force, under the express of any other force. See some of the potential energies like elastic potential energy, magnetic potential energy, electrostatic potential energy. Here the magnetic potential energy, that means whenever two magnets are kept in place of one another, so there is some energy of the magnet. Okay, and this energy is called potential energy, magnetic potential energy. Electrostatic potential energy is the energy of the charged particle. Okay, the charged particle has some energy. This one is the potential energy, electrostatic potential energy. And the last one is gravitational potential energy. So this one we will discuss about gravitational potential energy here in this video. So see these are the elastic potential energy. Some of the example you can see from the picture. Here the rubber band is stretched. Okay, so when it is stretched, then if we leave it, then it will get its original shape. This is only because there is a force whenever we pulling the rubber band like that. Okay, see this one. If we pull the rubber band in this direction, sorry, if we pull the rubber band in this direction and in this direction, then there is a force, restoring force, what we say, which causes the rubber band to be get its original shape again. Okay, and this is only because for this the rubber band possesses at this state some potential energy, and this potential energy is called elastic potential energy. The same thing is for those springs. You know, this one is the spring in the equilibrium state. Okay, that means there is no any force, but whenever we push the spring like that, okay, now see, if we push the spring, then it comes to the this kind of shape. Okay, now the spring is able to get the original shape, and there is a force, restoring force working on the spring. So this is whenever the spring is at this position, it is able to exert a force toward this, and it is able to do some work. So it has some energy, and that particular energy is called the elastic potential energy of the spring. Okay, now see the gravitational potential energy. See this one. In this picture, this one is the position of a stone. Okay, of a object, or we can say of a stone or of object. So the stone is of mass m, and here it is at a height h. Okay, now you all know that in every object, for this one and for this one also, there is some mass and there is some weight, and the weight is written as this m into g. Remember that this weight is always equal to m into g. Here g is the acceleration due to gravity, and this weight is actually it is equivalent to the force that is exerted by this toward the ground. Okay, this one is a force, the weight is actually the force. Okay, so what is the value of g? Remember that this g is acceleration due to gravity, and this is equal to what's it, 10 meter per second square. Okay, now remember that it is already explained in the previous chapters, might be in the force. Okay, in the chapter force. Now see, it is the stone is at a position at a height with h, and it has a mass m, and the weight is mg. Now see this, in this case the gravitational potential energy, see, of an object depends on its mass, and mass become weight. Okay, and the second point, second factor on which it is depend, the height of the position above the ground. Okay, so the energy, the amount of energy, see this statement carefully. Okay, this energy is the amount of energy, this gravitational potential energy at a height h is the amount of work done is the amount of work done on lifting the object against its weight to the height. Let me make it clear. See, whenever the object, this object is reached up to that height, the stone is reached up to that height. So while it is lifted up, then what say we have it, there is some work done on it, okay, against the force that it applied downward. That means against its weight, against its weight there is some force is applied toward this, okay, toward this, and lifted the object up to the height h. So there is some displacement h, and there is some force which is exactly same as this weight, okay na, but the force is toward this, applied toward this, okay. So this force which is applied toward this causes the force which is same as this weight, okay na, and causes the displacement this h. So force into displacement, the force is mg and the displacement is h. So this gives the work done, and this amount of work done is the amount of potential energy, the gravitational potential that is stored in the stone or object. So this energy, see, the work done is equal to the force that is taken as weight, okay, and the height which is the displacement. So the weight is m into g, and the height is, and the displacement is h height, okay. So gravitational potential energy, see the formula we have, it is gravitational potential energy equal to m into g. So we can use this relation, this formula, to solve the numericals here. So thank you class.